What is going on, everyone? Welcome to NCP Week 4, where we're taking on Ogalbina, coach of the Miami Mence. Unfortunately, this is going to be post-com once again, but as you can see, I'm back in my apartment, which means you're going to get live comps in the future. Shout out to CB Marcus for recording this game. He played for me, essentially. He didn't play for me, but like he had the game, and we sat in call, and I told him what buttons to click, because I played this in Chicago, kind of similar to how I played my game against D-Ray. So, but this time, my friend CB Marcus did it for me. He's just recently started doing content creation on YouTube, and he is so fucking hilarious, and he's also like a very, very talented battler. So I urge you to go check him out. His link is going to be in the description below. And also, go check out Ogalbina, my opponent today. He is also a very, good content creator and someone who is a very competitive player who you'll learn a lot from if you watch his content. So be sure to go check him out as well. But yeah, this is going to be a very exciting game. As you can hopefully tell by the title and video description, we are going all out rain this week. Because I think Owen's water resists are pretty not good. He has a Celebi, a Jellicent, and an Inteleon, many of which kind of just drop to, Power Whip, knockoff, things like that. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward in terms of making the rain offense go. And then, we also have Zapdos Scissor supporting the rain as well. So I'm really excited, for this game. If you didn't know, I did trade the Zygarde 10 for Seaking and a Selgor. We're also bringing a Selgor this week, so it's actually very fun. This is the first game I'm bringing Politoed, the first game I'm bringing Seaking, the first game I'm bringing a Selgor. So a lot of interesting stuff here in terms of stuff I haven't brought before. So hopefully that adds a little bit of unpredictability to this matchup, and I bring some stuff that Owen doesn't expect. I don't know if he expects me to go full rain or not, given I haven't brought it yet this season. But we are here against Owen. As you can see, we are bringing full rain. We got Boots on the Scissor in case of that Spike Scolipede. We have Life Orb on Seaking to deal maximum damage, Expert Belt on Sizetoad to deal a ton of damage. That Occaberry on Virilio, the Aselgor, is massive because I think the only thing that was preventing me from getting up 2 turns, whether it be 2 turns of spikes or a spike and a hit with a Selgor, is some kind of Flame Charge or Magma Storm Heatran that can essentially Flame Charge up on me and then kill me with an attack and outspeed me the next turn, or just Magma Storm raw and then I die to the Magma Storm when it swirling magmas me. So the Occaberry is there to prevent either of those things from happening. If he's Flame Charge, I get the Unburden, so I still outspeed him the next turn. If he's Magma Storm, I'm EV'd to live it with the Occaberry and the recoil swirling magma. The trapping damage, I guess is what you call it. So interesting to see that he didn't bring the Celebi or the Jellicent. It's going to make rain mode very, very solid here because his only water resist is Inteleon. So that's pretty good for us. Shout out to Marcus with that freaking arm as his trainer profile. But yeah, rain is looking really solid here. As long as we can break that Garchomp a little bit, as well as maybe get that Inteleon in range of a Seaking hit, it looks pretty good. The Scrafty is going to be a little annoying to break, but frankly, I didn't really expect Scrafty, but it's fine, I guess. I don't really know. As long as I can get spikes up, it should be fine. Here is just very obvious. I'm going for spikes. I'm actually kind of grateful he didn't lead Scolipede, because I think Scolipede is the one scenario where I just would have clicked Final Gambit. But he didn't lead Scolipede, so that's pretty cool. So I'm able to get at least one free spike off, live this Magma Storm hit. The prep worked exactly as planned. Now I can absolutely take another hit of this Magma Storm and still be at a reasonable amount of health. And I can just go for Mud Shot here. Mud Shot will do about 60 to 70%, I would think, to this Heatran, except for the fact that it does under half. And what that tells me is that this is a Spadef Heatran, which is actually really good for me because it means that it's going to be in range of Seaking now, but even outside of rain, I suppose. But I don't necessarily want to go into that yet because I don't want to get flame body burned or anything like that. So It's more so just that like the chip is nice. It's even nice for Scissor, you know what I mean? Like just if this thing goes down quicker, Scissor can do stuff late in the game. But we're gonna have the Politoed come out right out here. He could be Sunny Day, that's totally possible. But I'd like to know if he is or isn't at this point. If he is Sunny Day, then I'm kind of screwed. But we'll see. He goes for Protect, so that's pretty good. It tells me that, you know, he's probably not Sunny Day. Magma Storm, Protect, Sunny Day seems kind of unlikely. He's been bringing a lot of, like, Protect, Magma Storm, Toxic sets, so this is kind of what I expected in prep. So I'm able to just kind of get a Scald off here. It's pretty free. Again, the resist is Inteleon, and I don't know what Inteleon does to me, so I can just Scald here pretty effectively. Even though he's Spadef, I refuse to think that he's taking this hit in the rain. So he has to find some kind of switch in here for this, and it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for him because he is going to take big damage on something and even risk a burn. He sends in the Scolipede though, which I was actually very, very okay with because this is going to do a ton of damage, and if he's set up, he doesn't have enough HP to set up anymore. I get the burn here, so that's even better. If he's Spike Stack, he's only going to be able to get off one hit here. At this point, I conclude that, you know, I could go into Scizor here because it is my dedicated check for this. But Scizor at full health helps me a lot against other things like Garchomp, and I'm not sure what this thing does to me outside of Side Up Spike, except for Endeavor. So Endeavor's really annoying here because it means that if he gets Rocks up, I can probably only send in Politoed one more time to get the rain up, so I really have to like put my foot on the gas this game and just try and get kills as fast as possible. Endeavor was a really, really good bring by him that is going to make this game very tough. So he goes into Thundurus here. I obviously do not want to give up my rain at this point in the game, nor do I want to go into something like Seismitoad on the off chance he clicks Grass Knot here. So I am just going to go into my Zapdos. It is Spadef this week. So I should take any one hit unless it is Specs, and if it is Specs, then I would be able to go into, you know, Seismitoad and see. But he does go for Grass Knot, expecting my Seismitoad. Good play on his part, but thankfully I am bringing the Spadef Zapdos this week, which also is Weather Ball. First time I'm bringing Weather Ball on this Zapdos, but maybe I get a little trigger happy here, but in case he's Nasty Plot, I want to get immediate damage off. Yeah. That's kind of why I just Weather Ball here. It is a 2-hit KO. But at this point, you know, it looks really scary. Thunderbolt might kill me. I might have been a little too, you know, reckless there in terms of just clicking the attack. But thankfully, we do live the hit. Just barely, but thankfully, we do live the hit. However, like, I'm looking at the situation, and I'm basically like, okay, he gets, like, a crit once. Like, he still has this Mon. I think ultimately, I'm probably going to have to lose my Zapdos here no matter what. So I should probably just secure my kill while I can. And while the rain is up, Weather Ball is unresisted, you know? And I just can't Roostall enough to the point where, like, I can then KO with Weather Ball because the rain would be gone. So I'm just going to go for Weather Ball here. It's annoying to, like, lose my Zapdos like this. He actually goes for the flinch against me, so even more reason why roosting probably isn't the smartest thing in the world. He does get the crit, but he doesn't get the flinch, so that's fine, I suppose. I would rather get crit than flinch in this one particular instance, and we got flinched a buttload against D-Ray, so maybe this is the universe balancing out. So yeah, but we take out Thundurus, which is like one of the biggest threats to rain. Like, that is a Mon that thrives under rain, so I'm very happy that it's gone, and that it can't do anything. But Garchomp comes out now. It's going to take the Spike, so it's not Boots or anything. And I imagine he's just going to kill me here. He has to go for Stone Edge or Scale Shot to not get staticked, both of which have a chance to miss. Or he can go, you know, for Dragon Claw and risk the miss. So either way, I feel okay staying in here. There's some dice roll that it ends up being a good exchange for me. So I'm just going to take that risk. I don't have swap-ins, so again, I may as well just, you know, see. He actually goes for Dragon Claw and risks the static, which I thought was crazy. But he might be pads, but no, he's Life Orb. So he just risked it, and got, you know, I don't want to say lucky, but just like he risked it and you know, was okay. So yay, good for him. But I am just going to go and get my rain back up. I do know that, this thing outspeeds me, but I don't outspeed this thing with anything unless I get my rain up. And again, I need to fast track this as much as I can. I imagine he will just kill me here. And I need to figure out what to sack. I kind of realize, okay, I'm in the end game now. Like, I can't really dance around things very often. Since he's Life Orb, he's in range of like Ice Punch, Ice Beam from both Seismitoad and Seaking. So I think everything's in range for the most part. It's just about breaking the Scrafty down with my Rain Sweepers and hopefully cleaning with one of them. But I don't think Scissor is going to be, the key to victory here necessarily. I think that's probably my best sack, given that it's Politoed and 2 Swift Swim on. So, again, I could have sacked the Politoed there, but then I wouldn't have had Rain, and I'm not sure if 8 or 7 turns is enough to take down 4 Mons, especially when Scrafty isn't weakened yet. So, I'm not sure. I just kind of sacked the Scissor here. I think that's probably the best option for me because I want my Rain Sweepers, and I gotta break in the rain. Hopefully that makes sense. But now is a tough decision. Do I go into the Seaking and try and break with that, or do I go into the Seismitoad and try and break with that? I ultimately decide that I think the Seismitoad is the better option for breaking for me because it can Power Whip the Inteleon, whereas Seaking doesn't have a move that can immediately deal damage to a Mon like that. So I see that as a preferable option for me. So I will go into Seismitoad here. Clearly it's taking a little bit of time for Marcus to click on it, but that's okay. I go into Seismitoad here, 100%. And I am just going to click Substitute this turn because I think it's a no-risk play. I still have the Rain if it runs out, so stalling out Rain turns isn't the biggest deal in the world. And if he swaps like he does here, then I'm behind a sub, which seems really, really nice. So, heck yeah. So I'll go for Substitute here, and now is a very important moment because I am risking a Flame Body Burn. If I get Flame Body Burned, I'm pretty sure this game is over. So I need to make sure that I don't. One is that I hope he doesn't have it. He could be Flash Fire for Arcanine, so it's possible. But if he is Flame Body and I get burned from this liquidation, I'm just screwed, So we're going to go for it, see if we get that Flame Body Burn, and we don't get burned, which is great. It means the Seismitoad is going to be doing stuff this game. His only answer is to go into Scrafty here. So, that's pretty good. It's going to force it to take Chip, which is absolutely amazing. And definitely something that I like. So, that's cool. I don't think he can go into Inteleon here because I have to imagine he knows about Power Whip. And even still, I'm still behind a sub. And then he knows Garchomp dies to Ice Punch. So it makes sense for him to go into Scrafty here. I mean, he will take the time to think about it, but his hand is kind of forced at this point because the other things die. So, hey. We will communicate for a little bit longer. I'm very glad I went for Substitute here. I'm very glad that I did that because I think it just, again, strikes a little bit of fear into him, but also helps me a little bit against the Scrafty. My item won't get knocked off and whatever. So maybe I didn't need to sub. I don't know, but I think it's cool here nonetheless, just in case. I mean, if it's Dragon Dance, you know what I mean? Whatever. I will go for Liquidation here. I won't get the Defense Drop, and he's going to go for Bulk Up. So that's worst case scenario for me. If he's Bulk Up Rest Shedskin, terrible. So I am kind of in a pickle here since he's Leftovers. I imagine another Liquidation won't KO. Thankfully, I do have Encore on my Politoed, and I have enough speed on my Politoed, to hopefully outpace this thing. I put 40 EVs on it, on the off chance that, he'd creep me with this thing. And by that liquidation damage, he does not look like he could be very fast. I mean, that is a bulky Scrafty because he wasn't Intimidate. Or wait, he wasn't. No. Was he Intimidate? No, he was Shedskin. Yeah, he was Shedskin. Okay. But that's why I intimidated, because it covered. That's why I subbed, because it covered the intimidate. Oh, brain. There we go. But point being, I'm deciding here whether I want to hard into Politoed and try and click Encore on a rest. And if he attacks me, then I just lose the game. Or I can just attack with Liquidation. And as you can see, the time is running very low here. I can attack with Liquidation, fish for a defense drop. If he rests this next turn and doesn't shed skin, then I can do the same thing with Politoed. So I will attack, and I actually will get the defense drop here, which is unfortunate hacks for Owen. I believe I attacked with Liquidation twice, so 80% chance to not get the drop. 80% times 80%, 64 chance to not get the drop. So it was like a 36% chance for me to get the Liquidation drop. And at least one of those two hits. And even I have another chance to get it here if I ever wanted to. But I think the optimal play at this point, had I not gotten the drop, would have just been to hard into Politoed. As you could see, he didn't wake up with shed skin. So it was clear to me that as hacksy as this was, I think I had outs even if I didn't get that defense drop. And I don't feel too bad about the defense drop because like I clicked it twice and there was a 36% chance for me to get it. If you account for, the third Liquidation, which defense drop could have been important, then there's another odds. So, I mean, it's a lower odds than Scald, but it's not a 10% chance. It's a 20% chance. So I don't know. He didn't seem too fussed about it at the end of the game. But I will go for Liquidation here against this Inteleon. And here is where this can be bad. Essentially, if he attacks me here with just Liquidation, and I kill him with Liquidation or whatever I go for, he can then in turn go back into Scrafty and try and bulk up again since my rain is gone. So I need to put myself in a situation where the rain is up so Scrafty cannot heal again, cannot take a hit and heal again. My mentor and idol of Draft League, Cooper Kishiro, always says, don't waste a good sub, but you gotta know when a good sub is a good sub. And currently, that's not as good of a sub, because I need my fucking rain up. So, hopefully that makes sense. Even though I have a sub up, I don't want to let him get Scrafty in, and then, wake up and rest and start bulking up on me, because that would be bad. So, I am just going to go into Seaking here. Everything is in range of the boy, Martin. Shout out to Martin. And yeah, we're going to start clicking some buttons with Seaking. It's going to go crazy. Because we already know that Garchomp is not Yache Berry, it's Life Orb, and it's in range of an Ice Beam. We know that this thing is in range of a Waterfall because of how low it is. And we know that Scrafty is also pretty low and is about to take Spikes damage. So that should also die to a Waterfall, which is going to put Seaking in prime position to claim 3 kills this game, which is so fucking hype. I love this so much. I think this is the first time I can think of that I got a genuine low tier sweep on Wi-Fi. So I'm very, very excited about it. Shout out to Seaking. That's awesome. I mean, I picked it up because I thought it had good matchup versus Owen. I also thought it had good matchup against another one of my prospective opponents. So it looks pretty good. Looks like game 1, 3 kills. I don't think anyone else on my team did that. So shout out to Seaking, but yeah. Good game to Owen, nonetheless. I know that he's been in a little bit of a slump lately in terms of losing quite a bit. I know that last week he got majorly hacked against Jesse 504. Oh, Marcus put in the cat jam. I guess I'll move my little face cam down. Look at that. Look at the cat jam. But I know he got majorly hacked earlier and such. So, I hope that, his season turns around and, we might meet in playoffs, which would be a lot of fun. So, thank you again to Marcus for recording this game, and I promise tomorrow will be live comm. Shout out to Seaking. That's pretty cool. And I will see you all later. Bye.